Okay, so this is a video I should have done a long time ago, and this is talking about my 300 backtested trade rules. So if you haven't heard of it, well, today is your lucky day. Let's begin. Okay, so the first reason as to why this is such an important rule for me. Number one is developing pattern recognition. So taking 300 plus backtested trades helps traders develop a keen eye for market patterns. This is rooted in the psychological concept of implicit learning, where the brain unconsciously identifies complex patterns through repeated exposure. Guys, I'm pretty sure you've heard me talk about this, but there is a interview I did with one of my first students that I mentored for free. I told him to do this, and he himself explains and mentions how for some reason you're just so in tune with the market that you kind of just know when it's going to reverse and when it's not. And it's because of this specific reason, right? He did so many backtested trades that it's just rewired his brain, you know? So that's why I highly recommend doing at least 300 backtested trades. And I don't want you to just do 300 trades. I want you to take your time with them, and I want you to be profitable at the end of those trades. If you're negative, or if your account is in a negative percentage, redo the whole thing until you're in a positive. Okay, I need you to be in a positive. It doesn't need to be a crazy positive slope, it just has to be in a positive. Okay, the next thing is building muscle memory. So repeated backtesting creates neural pathways in the brain, making trading decisions more automatic and less emotionally driven. This is based on the neuroscientific principle of neuroplasticity. Now, when you're backtesting, you'll realize that you can rely on your strategy or not. And once you've determined whether your strategy is good, it'll be a lot easier to trade with a little less emotion once you're in a live account, whether it's a challenge, your own personal accounts, or whatever the case may be. This will help you. Doing all those trades will build that mental toughness that you need in order to handle being in a positive or in a negative when you're in a trade. Okay, that is why I need you guys to do these trades, right? I need you to do 300, if not more. All right, so next is overcoming cognitive biases. So extensive backtesting helps traders recognize and mitigate common cognitive biases such as confirmation bias and recency bias. This awareness is crucial for making rational trading decisions. All right, so once you guys realize, okay, my problem is that I have a bias towards entering trades when I feel that price is going to go a certain way at a certain time, even though it's not actually going to do that, right? You realize that you're breaking your trading plan. You realize that you're actually making trades out of emotion and not out of actual rational thinking, so on and so forth. That's why you want to do these kinds of backtesting sessions, right? So you can get over those kinds of biases. All right, gaining statistical significance. This is very important. 300 trades provides a statistically significant sample size, allowing traders to accurately assess the effectiveness of their strategy. This aligns with the law of large numbers and probability theory. Ladies and gents, if you can find a strategy that you can end up being in a positive at the end of your trading session, right after you've completed all your trades, you'll realize that your strategy will either be reliable or non-reliable, and you'll probably discover some things in it that you didn't know before. But the reason why it applies in a live setting is because now you can say, okay, the reason why this trade failed today, it's because it's part of my trading strategy. The reason why I went in profit is because it was part of my trading strategy, and you can rely on it with a little bit more ease, and it'll hopefully ease your conscience and say, okay, I might be in drawdown now, but it's part of my strategy. I know why it's doing this, I know why it's not doing that, so on and so forth, because you have all the data you need. Okay, so if you can do 300 trades with the strategy that you're making, then you'll be in a lot better spot mentally when it comes to trading live. Next is emotional desensitization. So repeated exposure to various market scenarios through backtesting can help reduce emotional reactions to losses and gains. This process is known as systemic desensitization in psychology. So if you have a emotional problem, I highly suggest you backtest. Why? Because you'll get used to being in losses, you'll get used to having losses, you'll be used to having profits, you'll be used to all sorts of things while backtesting, and it can definitely help out in reducing that emotional distress that you can get with trading, right? Or that really just comes innately with trading. So that's why I recommend that you do these 300 trades, right? The last thing you want is to be in a negative in your profit account, right? And then you start crashing out because you're not used to being in drawdown or in negatives. And another thing too is that a lot of us end up getting really cocky once we end up passing a challenge, for instance, and we think that we're invincible, and then next thing you know, we end up losing the account, and now you're back to square one and your psychology is all screwed up, right? So definitely backtest to get rid of those emotional hurdles that you will definitely come in contact with in the very near future if you're not already experiencing them now. Next, enhancing self-efficacy. Successfully completing 300 backtested trades can boost a trader's confidence in their abilities. This increased self-efficacy is linked to improved performance in various domains, including trading. Ladies and gents, if you can survive a 300 backtested challenge, then you'll be able to handle a lot more pressure in this game, right? If you're able to successfully complete this and ended up in a positive note, right, I promise you, you will be far more advanced in trading than many of these other traders that are out here. Like I said, if you haven't seen my interview with the student of mine that I mentored, you have to check it out. You will realize just how amazing and powerful this idea is, or this theory is. All right, you must do 300 backtested trades. All right, you must. Now, refining risk management. Extensive backtesting allows traders to fine-tune their risk management strategies, which is crucial for long-term success in trading. This aligns with the concept of risk homeostasis and behavioral economics. If you have a bad risk management tendency, then you're going to have to backtest to get rid of it, or to at least refine it, see what's missing, see what other ways of risk management work best for your strategy, or if maybe your type of strategy doesn't work with the type of risk management that you have. Maybe you need to change the strategy itself, because maybe your idea of managing risk might be pretty good, but you probably have to switch up this type of strategy that you have. All right, so you must backtest extensively. Okay, you need to figure out what these problems are before heading in the live market, before it costs you greatly. And lastly, developing a trading edge. Through 300 plus backtested trades, traders can identify and refine their unique trading edge, which is essential for consistent profitability in the markets. Like I've been telling you guys, you want to make sure you have the best strategy for yourself. Okay, backtest, see what works best for you, see what doesn't, see what needs to be added, see what needs to be removed. Do what you need to do to finally get your trading edge on point, so that when you're trying to do like a prop firm challenge or your own personal account, you'll know how to get out of drawdown, you'll be able to handle drawdown, you'll be able to implement some kind of recovery strategy, whatever the case may be. Point is, all that can be learned through backtesting. Okay, so backtest. All right, so we finally made it to the end. I know this was a little long, but thank God we made it. You stuck to it. And before I go, I'm obviously going to leave you with a little something special. This is from James 1:12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. Ladies and gents, please stick through it. Stick through this challenge. I promise you, it is not a waste of time. You'll definitely thank me for this later, okay? I promise you. Once you make it through this 300 challenge phase, you will be in a lot better spot, and for all I know, you'll probably end up passing a prop firm account after you're done, and you'll be in the comment sections thanking me, saying, why has nobody ever taught us this? I promise you, I already see it. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you watching my video. Thank you so much for sticking to it, and I will hope to see you guys soon. Peace.
Bye.